Hello everyone. So today we're going to be taking a look at the Goblins Everywhere starter deck. Now this is one of the starter decks that the game gives you when you first load up Magic Arena. So if you were to start a new account right now, you'd be seeing this and several other starter decks to allow you to start getting into the game and start playing right off the bat. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at this deck, Goblins Everywhere, and we're going to make some adjustments to it, make it a little bit more streamlined, and see if we can make a playable deck out of this, because currently this is kind of a mess. So let's take a look at what the game starts you with. So we're looking at Shock. That's not too bad. Storm Strike. Target creature gets +1/+0 and gains first strike until end of turn. Scry 1. Not too hot, honestly. For 1 mana, I think we could probably put another burn spell in there. It would be a little bit more effective. Tin Street Cadet. So a little 1/1. Whenever this creature becomes blocked, create a 1/1 red goblin. So it's a creature that replaces itself. I've seen worse goblins. We have Goblin Tunneler. This little guy that makes other goblins unblockable. Nest Robber. This isn't even a goblin. What's this doing in here? This is a dinosaur. It's a 2-1 with haste. Burn Bright. Creatures you control get +2/+0 until end of turn. It can be a decent finisher if you have enough goblins on the table. We have Goblin Gathering. Speaking of, this will help you get a lot of goblins on the table. We have Molten Ravager. This card makes no sense being in this deck. Like, you really aren't going to be having a whole lot of spare mana in an aggressive deck to fuel something like the Molten Rager. Raid Bombardment, pretty decent. Whenever a creature you control power 2 or less attacks, this enchantment deals 1 damage to the player or planeswalker that creature is attacking. So it's not too bad, but I think we can do better. We probably want to run something like Impact Tremors in the place of this card. Goblin Gang Leader, 2/2 goblin that makes more goblins. Goblin Trash Master, it's a 3/3. Other goblins you control get +1/+1, and you can sacrifice a goblin to destroy an artifact. Not bad. I mean, for 4 mana, you can do worse, for sure. Ogre Battle Driver, again, not a goblin, but this can actually help you out a little bit. It's a 3/3. Whenever another creature you control enters, that creature gets +2/+0 and gains haste until end of turn. Not too shabby. We've seen other versions of this effect. Then we have this really weird top end here. We have the Immortal Phoenix. We have Inescapable Blaze, which deals 6 damage for 6 mana. We have Volcanic Dragon, a 4/4 flying haste for 6 mana. And Siege Dragon, another large top-end dragon for 7 mana. Now here's the thing is, a deck like this, an aggressive goblins deck, should never be playing cards that cost this much. I mean, hell, even these 4 mana cards are asking a lot out of a goblin player. So with that in mind, let's go ahead and take a look at what we can do with this deck and make it a little bit better. Make it a deck that can win. Okay, so this is an updated version of Goblins Everywhere. We're taking it out of Alchemy and bringing it forward into Standard. Now, we're using only recent sets with this deck upgrade. So we're using only Standard sets, non-Universes Beyond, from Foundations forward up to, I believe it's, was it Tarkir? It was Foundations. Basically every set until just before Lorwyn Eclipsed. So what we're running here is we're running Burnout Bashtronaut. It's a 1/1 for 1 mana. Menace, start your engines. So when it comes in, your engines are started. You pay 2 mana to give this creature +1/+0 until end of turn, and if you have max speed, meaning if you have dealt damage to an opponent on 4 different turns, you get up to max speed, and then you get this effect. This creature has double strike, so it can be a 1/1 double strike menace if you've dealt enough damage. Pretty decent. And not too bad for only 1 mana. It's a pretty good card. Then we have 3 Burst Lightning, which is 2 damage. Or if you pay the kicker cost, which is 4 colorless, it'll do 4 damage. This can be a pretty decent card to blow up the enemy, get rid of their last 4 hit points. It's a pretty decent shock alternative. Then we have Fanatical Firebrand, 1/1 Goblin Pirate with haste. You can sacrifice it to deal 1 damage to any target. So it doesn't do a whole lot, but it's a pretty decent card to drop down in the table turn 1. Then we have Stadium Headliner. We're also kind of moving into the mobilize mechanic with this deck. So 1/1, mobilize 1, which means when it attacks, it creates a 1/1 tapped and attacking creature. And then that creature gets sacrificed at the end of turn. So it's a little 1/1 that can make more guys and just keep on swinging. Then we got its second ability is pay 1 a red and sacrifice this creature. It deals damage equal to the number of creatures you control to target creature. Okay, so it's a little bit of removal as well. So then we have Impact Tremors. This is probably one of my favorite cards to play in a go wide strategy like this. It's 1 colorless and a red enchantment. Whenever a creature you control enters, this enchantment deals 1 damage to each opponent. So every time one of your creatures comes into play, you pop your enemy for 1. And that includes mobilized creatures. So if you attack with the Stadium Headliner, you'll get an additional 1/1 guy, and Impact Tremors will deal 1 damage to the opponent. So it's just a little bit like death by 1,000 cuts kind of deck. Then we have 4 copies of Lightning Strike, deal 3 damage to any target. We have Searslicer Goblin. This is another one of my favorite guys. So he's a 2/1 for 2 Goblin Warrior with a Raid. At the beginning of your end step, if you attack this turn, create a 1/1 red goblin creature token. So even if this guy doesn't attack, like you attack with something else, you still get to make more dudes at the end of turn. And we have Shock Brigade, and this is also a goblin, bear that in mind. So 1/3 Menace Mobilize 1. So you can have a 1/3 Menace attacker that generates more dudes. So just like the Stadium Headliner, make more dudes, attack more, get more damage off Impact Tremors. And then we have Goblin Boarders. It's a 3/2 raid for 3 mana. This creature enters with a +1/+1 counter on it if you attack this turn. And honestly, you're going to be attacking every turn. So this will come in as a 4/3 for only 3 mana. Not bad. And then our top end is Howlsquad Heavy. For 3 mana, you get a 2/3 Goblin Mercenary with Start Your Engines. Although, by the time you play Howlsquad Heavy, your engines should have already started. Other goblins you control have haste. At the beginning of combat on your turn, create a 1/1 red goblin creature token. That token attacks this combat if able. Max speed, tap, add 1 red for each goblin you control. So pretty awesome. So this guy's in here mostly because of the fact that he gives all of your other goblins haste, and he just makes more dudes every turn for you to attack with. So really solid with the Impact Tremors. Now, typically for these deck upgrades, I don't really touch the mana base at all, but in this one, because of the nature of the deck, I decided to remove 3 mountains from this deck to make it just a smooth 22 lands. So 22 lands is probably what you want in such an aggressive deck like this, because you want to be very quick, very low to the ground. You want to be able to knock out your opponent before they have a chance to really establish a foothold. And that's something that a deck like this is really good at. That's why we got rid of all of those crazy expensive cards from the original deck. Sure, they were flashy and cool, but they just didn't do anything. It's like, you're never going to cast those cards in this deck. So they got to go. So instead, we got this very nice, quick, low-to-the-ground deck that is hopefully going to win us a lot of games today. So let's go ahead and take it out there, play a few games, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Okay, opponent goes first. 3 mountains, Burst Lightning, Fanatical Firebrand, Searslicer, and Shock Brigade. It's pretty decent. It's got a good curve. Let's keep it. Okay, they open with Temple of Malady, so they're Golgari at least. Alright, let's go Mountain, play Fanatical Firebrand. Attack for 1. Let's see if they have a turn 2 play. Town Greeter, huh? When this creature enters mill 4 cards, you may put a land card from among them into your hand. If you put a town card into your hand this way, you gain 2 life. Alright, Mountain. See here. Let's just attack. We'll likely block. Yeah. That's fine. Block is fine, because this is what I needed. Town of Ruin. Altanac Thrice called. Okay. Let's go here. Fanatical Firebrand. And Shock Brigade. Knock him down a little bit more and make another Goblin. These Goblins just sprout up out of nowhere. It's great. So this is a full-on... Oh, it's not a full-on Altenac deck. It's a Valgavoth deck. And that's a Zombify in the yard. I hope they have a second Zombify or something. Okay, so we need to do a lot of damage coming up. Okay. Alright, let's go Mountain. Go next. Swing for a lot. Okay, so we got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's almost enough. Alright, so let's end the turn. We're going to let them take their turn and try to just burn them out around the Valgavoth that they're going to try and bring back. Yeah. That's exactly what they're doing right here. Yeah. That's fine. You give Valgavoth back. Okay. End of turn. Last you? Yeah, I'll take my turn. Okay. Then we'll go 1. 2. And 3. Good game. You gotta love having what you need to get around a friggin' Valgavoth. That 9/9 lifelink is the bane of an aggro deck. But if you got direct damage, you can still win. Okay, so I get to go first. 3 mountains, Fanatical Firebrand, Stadium Headliner, Searslicer, and Shock Brigade. Really decent open, so I'm going to keep it. Okay, I'm going to go Mountain into Stadium Headliner. So I'm hoping they don't play anything. Excellent, they didn't play anything. So I'm going to go here. We're going to go Searslicer. Deck for 1. And 2. Goblin makes a Goblin. Sweet. I love this Searslicer Goblin. He's so cool. Ooh. Corroding Dragonstorm. Sap me for 2, and they surveil 2. Let's go Mountain. Let's go... We're going to go Fanatical Firebrand and a second Searslicer Goblin. Man, now would be a great time to have Impact Tremors. Okay, Wastewood Verge. They had like a -2 to all creatures spell. Now would be the time to play it. No, they have nowhere to run. Target my Searslicer, right? Yeah, that's a smart move. Okay, let's go ahead and go Bash. Okay, and honestly, I'm not going to cast the Shock Brigade yet. So I want to keep that mana open for the Lightning Strike, just in case. Demolition Field, okay. Beardock Core? Okay. I'm not sure why he's playing that. Oh, because it's a dragon and it works with a corroding Dragonstorm. Okay. Are you trying to race? Because you're not going to win. I already have 8 damage on the table already. Yeah, it's just not going to work for you. Good game. Yeah, I'm sure he had a lot more going on that he was going to get to like next turn, but I just kind of had the nuts there with all those goblins, especially with the double Searslicer. Okay, so I get to go first. This hand looks great. I'm going to keep it. 2 mountains, 2 burnouts, Stadium Headliner, Searslicer Goblin, and Impact Tremors. That's a great open. Okay, so we're going to go mountain, and we're going to do burnout first, just to get the engines going. Okay, swamp into Bloodthorn Flail. Okay, that's interesting. Wonder what kind of deck this is. Alright, let's go ahead. Okay, I'm going to just attack for 1, and then I'm going to play a Searslicer Goblin. I just want to get a bunch of creatures out on the table early. The Impact Tremors will probably come down next turn. I think they're trying to determine which creature to kill. There you go. We got ourselves a Reanimator deck. Alright, so we need to be fast then. So let's go Tremors, Stadium Headliner. Realm of Ko. What the hell is this? Ruzik Bood Victorious, Goblin Villain. At the beginning of your upkeep, discard a card and create a treasure token. Okay. Pay 3 or discard a card. Okay. Well, he's a big boy now. Alright. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and attack with everything. Alright. We now have double strike. Yeah. Okay, let's go ahead and play a Searslicer Goblin. And a Burnout Bashtronaut. Get more damage on the table. Raid effect triggers, makes another dude, deals 1 more damage. Okay, so we are at a point where the opponent must reanimate Valgavoth this turn, otherwise they just lose. If they can reanimate, then great. You have 1 card left in the hand. Is it a reanimate? It's a Ritual Chamber. Okay. So they're playing it to make a demon. Alright. Ooh, Howlsquad Heavy. Yeah. Alright, we're gonna play the Howlsquad Heavy. They come in, deal damage. Okay. Then we're going to swing in. Well, we would have swung in. GG. That's the way the deck's supposed to work, yeah. Yeah, just pile out the goblins and swing for the fences. Okay, so we get to go first. We have 3 lands, a Fanatical Firebrand, Impact Tremors, Lightning Strike, and Shock Brigade. It's not too bad. I think I'll keep it. Okay, let's go Mountain into Fanatical Firebrand. And we'll swing for 1. Okay, they open with a Restless Vinestock. So let's go ahead and play one of our Shock Brigades. Attack for 1 again. Okay, Island. They play Glimpse the Course. They need to go get some land. Search your library for a basic forest card. Put that onto the battlefield tapped, then shuffle. Okay. Ooh, now we're getting good. Alright, let's play one of our Impact Tremors. Swing. Get some damage in there. I'm hoping I can get both my Impact Tremors on the table. That'd be awesome. Alright. Oh, let's see what they let me do. Ooh, okay, cool. Yep, that'll do it. That'll definitely do it. Double Impact Tremors. It's like, I don't want to play against that. No, thank you. Okay, so we get to go first. 2 lands. Fanatical Firebrand, Stadium Headliner, Impact Tremors, Searslicer, and Howlsquad. I'll keep it. 2 land is like the perfect amount of lands for this deck. It's like, I'm usually a lot happier seeing 2 lands in my open rather than 3. Okay, so we have an Is It deck. Okay, so we need to get the boys out there real quick. So let's go and play the Searslicer Goblin. Attack. Spawn a dude. Searslicer makes a goblin end of turn. Okay, decent start. Fire Verge. Okay. Okay. Red. Or a Grand. Okay. And a Firebending lesson to get rid of the Searslicer. Okay. Let's see here. Let's go. Let's go Impact Tremors. Start swinging. I'm playing the Tremors now just to get more damage through. So the sooner we can play the Tremors, the more valuable all of these are. All right. I had a feeling. Alright, okay, cool. Here we go. So let's go. So we could play the Howlsquad, or we could play the Boarders. I'm going to swing and see what they do. Okay, yeah, still good. So let's go here. Fanatical Firebrand. I'm going to nuke it right now, before they have a chance to grow it. And then I'm going to play the Shock Brigade. Alright. What was up? Okay. Deciding what to discard. Another Storm Chaser talent. Oh, because they have another one in their hand. Monument. Okay. Cool. Let's see here. Let's just play the Howlsquad. Make a dude. Another damage. Swing in. Go to 8. Okay, well, one of the great things about is they have no way to gain life. So even if they like just go off, I can still kind of get them through direct damage. All right, land. See what they do. We're going to pay some mana to level up the artist talent. Because they have all of the pieces they need. Okay, cool. Okay, attack with those 3. So I want to keep the Howlsquad back so I can use him for mana. It's odd. Oh, I don't have max speed yet, that's why. Okay. Okay, so all he had in his hand was a counterspell. Okay. That's good to know. That's my error right there. I thought I had max speed. Is he gonna get the It'll Quench You back? Oh no, he's gonna get a draw spell. Okay. Make a treasure token. Okay. Draws a bunch of cards. You got exactly 1 mana to use. What can you do? Iris demonstration on the heavy. Okay. He does not know what I have in my hand. So if he takes this opportunity to attack with Gran, he's just going to lose next turn. Okay, he didn't. Smart move on his part. Okay. He's paying a blue for something. Okay, he wants to draw a bunch of cards. Alright. Well, we're still coming. Alright, you're at 4. Alright, let's see if you can do 15 damage. I'm just going to wait for them to use all their mana. Because I got a good feeling they're going to try and just throw everything they have at me right now. Well, that kind of sucks. That's a token. I think he's a little afraid to attack. Firebrand. Okay, resolve. Is he going to try to force me out with 2 counterspells? Okay, I'm just going to accumulate knowledge. Alright. Jesus. Does it resolve? One, 2. He's got 2 Idle Quenches in the graveyard. Okay, create a treasure token. Alright, well, let's sacrifice it. Deal 1 to your face. Deal another. Alright, I'm just gonna make you have it. He's digging! He is digging! Yes! Got your ass! Oh, it's a good feeling. It's a real good feeling. You make them have it. So you can't be afraid to just throw what you got. Good game. Good game. Okay, and we're back with the post-game wrap-up. And here is my thoughts on this deck. If you can get in under your opponent, you're almost guaranteed to win almost every time. This deck wins so fast. And against decks with like a lot of removal, it can be kind of a little bit of a crapshoot. But the real, what do we call it? The aspect of the deck that kind of turns the table against a control deck or a slower, like combo-oriented deck is the Impact Tremors. Even if they can stop you from attacking outright, if you just get enough dudes on the table, eventually you're going to run them out of life points with Impact Tremors alone. Having the ability to play a bunch of cheap dudes early and get more dudes through mobilizing with the Shock Brigade and the Stadium Headliner while Impact Tremors is out can really melt an opponent's life total really fast. This deck has no problem winning on turn 4 or turn 5 very consistently. So if what you're looking for is just a deck that just wins fast, is kind of brainless, and just turns dudes sideways, you could do worse than mono red goblins. But before I let you go, let me do a quick count up of the rares in this deck, because I like to make these decks more on the budget side. So let's see what we have. So that's 4 with the Burnout Bashtronaut. Common, common. Okay, that's 4 more with the Stadium Headliner, so that's 8. Impact Tremors, that's an uncommon. Searslicer Goblin times 4, okay, that's 12. Then we have the Goblin Boarders, that's a common. And the Howlsquad Heavy, 3 of those, that's 15. So we made our budget, because I like to make a budget of 15 or fewer rares in each of these starter deck upgrades. So I think we got there. And this deck actually turned out to be pretty damn solid. It's like, we played a lot of games today, and we won almost every game we played. Like, it was a really, really solid, great turnout for Burnout Bashtronaut and the gang. So yeah, I would say definitely take this deck out for a spin. I'll leave a deck list in the description box down below so you can check it out yourself and maybe make some further tweaks on it yourself and see if there's anything else you want to do with the deck. And if you do end up making the deck even better, feel free to drop a comment for me and let me know how you did with it. I'd be very interested to know how you did with the old goblins here. So, until next time, you take care of yourselves.